After the fall of the Islamic Republic, who's going to be the leader? Will MEK have the chance? There's no, I don't know, that kind of figure, this kind of figure. But to me, this is like pretty straightforward. The Iranian people are united. They are very secular, very democratic, very pro Pahlavi. Millions of them came out into the streets asking for Pahlavi to return to Iran. The Islamic Republic start killing them in tens of thousands, and then only 40 days after, they were back in the streets. Have we seen this anywhere else? Like, people compare, oh, what happens after the fall of the Islamic Republic? They compare it to Venezuela. Do we see people in Venezuela come out in millions asking, I don't know, for Machado, for example, while being shot at? Did we in Syria, for example, did we have any, like, people compare it to Syria, people compare it to Iraq? Do we have this level of patriotism and unity and agreement on the goal of what Iran post Islamic Republic needs to be? The understanding that Iran needs to be secular, needs to be democratic, needs to preserve its border integrity, needs to have equal individual rights. It needs to have Pahlavi back as the leader of the transition period. Have we had this in Iraq after the fall of Saddam? Did we have that in Syria after the fall of Assad? Did we have that in Venezuela after the fall of Maduro? And the answer is no. So the comparison doesn't make any sense. And I just want to, the people who maybe I'm wrong, tell me where I'm wrong about this. I just want to ask the people who suggest any other alternative to explain to me how is that alternative going to be forced upon the Iranian people? Because the Iranian people didn't even let being shot and killed in tens of thousands to stop them from coming back into the streets and fight for the return of Pahlavi. So if we remove the Islamic Republic from the equation, as we are doing right now, then do you imagine like any other alternative coming other than Pahlavi, or any other scenario coming, and the Iranian people just sit by and let it happen? I mean, when you see the millions of Iranians being so determined to make sure Pahlavi is going to be the leader of the transition period, the only way that any other thing will happen is a force like the Islamic Republic being willing to kill the Iranian people in tens of thousands. Anything short of that, I can't think of a force on earth that is going to be able to stop the Iranian people from getting what they want, unless I'm miscalculating something. Like, can you guys tell me exactly, once we remove this obstacle from the way, exactly what is going to stop the Iranian people from getting to this destination that they want? Because I can't think of anything else, anything that would be able to do that. Can you? Like, can you tell me what is this? What is out there? Danny, do you have
I
an
think
answer? Like, what is the obstacle? Huh?
no, I think you're asking the same question as I am. Like, what gives? And by the way, I've seen this kind of shit take also on right wing Israeli media as well. I saw Jeffrey and Susanna raise hands. Maybe they have an answer.
You know, Susanna wanted to be added to the list, I think. So, Jeffrey, if you want to add, because I'm very short on time, just try to make it short. Thank you.
So yeah, the issue is, and it's something I mentioned to you on WhatsApp. They're probably referring to the potential guerrilla threat from IRGC and besieged that take off their uniform and engage a protracted terrorist campaign against a post-Mullah Iran. Of specific concern is the, and I'm going to butcher these, Ali E. Muhammad Security Brigade, the Al Zahra Security Brigade, or Nabi Akam anti-riot units are the ones that haven't laid down their arms. As you know, all wars are fought three times: once before kinetic operations starts, once during kinetic operations, which is happening right now, we're hammering the shit out of them for good reason, and once after the operations end. So here's the issue: we want to make sure that your victory is as sweet as it could possibly be, and that no contemporary version of a red black alliance has any chance at trying to pull some shit like they did to His Highness Mohammed Reza Pahlavi, the Shah, in '79. That's why your efforts are so important, Armin. That's why when you talk to your people on the ground, and Donald said, make sure you keep a track record of those who abused you and persecuted you, right? That's why that's important. Not that this shouldn't be celebrated, because you are going to be liberated, clearly. I mean, U.S. and the Israeli Air Force now with the House of Saud and Jordan and everybody else jumping in. I mean, the IRCC's running. We're running out of fucking targets, right? I mean, now they're going on to besiege guys. We just want to make sure that they can't spoil the victory that was purchased and you so rightly deserve.
So just a quick, and then after this, let's move on. I am so the question that is being asked is whether there's going to be any alternative other than Princess of Pahlavi. So I think that's a different question compared to the question whether there's going to be instability and so terrorists. I mean, of course there's going to be terrorist attacks. Of course there's going to be security concern. The thing is that those security concerns will never be able to they will be able to cause some issues. There are going to be some challenges that need to be addressed, but what I'm that is, I can't imagine that not happening. But what I also can't imagine is them being able to mobilize to for that to be able to turn into any sort of alternative to Princess of Pahlavi. So that's the question that I'm trying to address here. The amount of terroristic activities that we're going to have trying to destabilize the transitional period is not going to be a fraction of what we already have right now. Okay, because they're not going to have oil money, they're not going to have gas money, they're going to be losing their main commanders, they're not going to have the level of centralizations of managing their operations. So whatever threat they are, they're never going to be able to, I don't know, bring back the Islamic Republic or anything like that. They're only going to cause security concerns, and that's a challenge. But it's nothing. It's not going to be. It's that is not only that is not going to reduce, in my opinion, the chances of Princess of Pahlavi's ability to come and be the leader of the transitional government. In my opinion, again, there's also things that I'm not saying, by the way. I'm just talking about based on the things I'm seeing. But in my opinion, that is actually going to increase Princess of Pahlavi's strength when it comes to the leadership of the transitional period, because that threat is going to mobilize a lot of Iranians to serve as to join the army of the transitional. If everything was completely like kumbaya and thing, like people are like, oh, we're starting an army, guys, come join the army. People are like, well, everything is rainbows and butterflies, so I guess I go do something else. But I think that because of these security threats, I think the transitional government is not going to have much of a problem, because a lot of Iranians want Iran to succeed, and I think they're going to apply in the millions to serve the new military, the new Artesh of Iran. All right, so let's go through the list.
Beautiful. Next, we have Richard.
Thank you, Armin. I hate to bring down the festive mood, but I have some rather distressing news I wanted to share with you. You had mentioned on your show about Larijani giving that interview, basically saying that the Americans have fallen into our trap. It didn't specify what it was. Well, I have it right here. Apparently, Larijani is looking to apply the Shia Islamic doctrine of victory of the anus over the sword. And that's what this is all about. Clearly, that's it. And their plan is clearly proceeding. So I just wanted to inform you of this tragedy.
Oh my God.
Also,
I'm going to warn everybody. Thank you.
No problem. I know that the mainstream media has reported this Kuwaiti friendly fire incident as a friendly fire incident with the American jet. Not true. I've been watching TikTok. I know the truth. Listen, this is part of a Kuwaiti international conspiracy to consolidate control over the banks and the media. It's the airship liberty. It's the next phase. So this is an international Kuwaiti conspiracy. Don't you believe the mainstream media? Just wanted to share that with you.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna go and tell everyone. Thank you for informing us. That was good. Okay.
Spread the truth, please.
Next, we have Shauna asking a question in chat, which I will read. She would like your thoughts on Arabs getting involved before British or Europeans. What is this signal for the post-war geopolitical landscape?
Oh, so yeah, The Arabs getting involved in attacking the Islamic Republic?
Correct.
Okay. So the Arab countries around the Persian Gulf are right now extremely angry with the Islamic Republic, because the Islamic Republic is, like, as we're speaking, Dubai and Abu Dhabi are being bombed, right? And a lot of people are like wondering, well, like, what the hell did, like, Saudi Arabia, a lot of people would understand, but the UAE, I mean, they're not involved in any of this, but some people might be like, okay, the UAE is an ally of Israel now, apparently, behind, and also they have been enemies of the Islamic Republic. So sure, the UAE as well. Whatever. Like, the Islamic Republic is a terroristic state. So it makes sense for, if they want to punish the United States and Israel, they can't reach the United States and Israel as much as they like to. So why not go after Saudi Arabia and UAE instead? They claimed that they would go after their U.S. military bases in these countries, but as we know, they're going after residential and commercial areas instead, attacking civilians. But then a lot of people are like, okay, fine, we understand maybe why the UAE and Saudi Arabia are being attacked by the Islamic Republic as retaliation to United States and Israeli attacks. But why the hell are they also attacking Qatar and Oman? I'll let you know why they're attacking them as well, because you might think that would be the last countries that they would attack. Not only because Qatar and Oman have been trying to stop this war, and they have been supporting the Islamic Republic's attempts to stop this war, but also because if there's going to be any other rounds of negotiations for stopping this military operations that they're going by, where are you going to do it now? Like, you have destroyed every single table that you could have come around to have that discussion. Like, even if Americans are like, okay, sure, let's have another discussion, where, by whom, like, how are you going to do it, like, right? Like, you just burned all the tables that you had, right? A lot of people think that, okay, so let me answer the question first. Would these Arab countries get into the war before the Germans and the French and the UK? I wouldn't be surprised if the United States will tell them, like, you can sit this one out. Like, we don't need you. Right? So I can't imagine a scenario where they're like, okay, we're in. Like, let's fuck some shit up. And then America is like, yeah, you guys are not gonna be that useful. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're told by the Americans that we got this. I mean, the level of, it's not just about shooting at things. Okay, when you're in the middle of a military operation, there's so much coordination that needs to happen between so many different people and systems, and these people are not good at that. I mean, you guys just saw that the UAE shot down some 3 American fighter jets, right? But friendly fire by mistake. I mean, thankfully nobody died, but they're not really good at this. They just buy really expensive military equipment, and they don't know how to use them, right? So as the French, the German, and these are countries that are part of NATO, and they have years of experience when it comes to military cooperation and basically coordinating everything, so everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. So I see them getting involved in this war. I mean, the UK, I don't see, the UK seems to be very, very, very concerned about its Muslim population getting butthurt over this. Even when now they're allowing the United States to use some of their air bases, and I saw Keir Starmer coming out and saying, like, this is completely illegal. We're not going to get involved in this war. We're just doing self-defense, like an apology letter to the Muslims in the UK. Like, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. But I want to say 2 more things regarding why the Islamic Republic is shooting at these countries, because a lot of people don't understand, like, what the hell are they doing? This doesn't make any sense. It actually does make sense. I'll let you know what they're doing. But also, a lot of people are saying, like, see, Oman, Qatar, we told you so. You shouldn't be, you shouldn't have been working on behalf of the Islamic Republic, trying to save them, because these people will always stab you in the back, and they're completely ungrateful to everything that you have done for them. But if I was the Omanis and the Qataris, I would say, Well, this is exactly what we were trying to stop. Okay, we weren't doing this as a favor to the Islamic Republic. We were doing this because we knew that when the war starts, these motherfuckers are going to shoot at us. Okay, so that's why we were doing it, right? So like a lot of people are saying, we told you so to Qatar and Oman. But I think that the Omanis and Qatari were like, no, we should be telling you I told you so because this is what we were scared of. And so, I mean, I'm not defending Qatar and Oman, but I'm just saying this is why they were doing what they were doing. When it comes to why the Islamic Republic is doing this and why this was expected, because it seems like you guys just ended yourself. Even if this ended you more than even Khamenei's death, because you have lost anybody that was there to save you by doing this. So why the fuck are you doing this, right? And the reason why they're doing this is because these were, in my opinion, these were the protocols that were set in place before this attack started as a deterrence to all these countries so that they effectively become Islamic Republic's lobbies in Washington, D.C. They had these protocols set up there so that the whole world knows that this was what's going to happen once the war starts. So right now, I don't know, shooting rocket missiles at UAE, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, they're not serving the Islamic Republic any purpose. They're actually making their job very difficult. But the thing is that the protocol that was set there, that used to serve the Islamic Republic used to serve a purpose. There was a deterrence signal. This protocol was a deterrent signal so that none of this military operation doesn't start. But now that the military operation did start, these protocols are now on they're basically on autopilot. The people who could have stopped them are dead, right? So there's two things. First of all, I don't know if they could have stopped them, because if they did stop them, then the whole deterrence thing was a fake. But even if they could, who's going to stop them? So these are just a chain of events that started with the military strikes, because that's how they were designed to happen once they get attacked. So I hope that makes sense.
There's a
All right,
follow-up
let's
to
go.
it as well, and that is America going to allow Europe and Britain to save face?
Is America going to allow Europe and Britain to save face? To who? To in front of who? I don't
The
understand this.
world.
Let's.
Okay,
I don't
sure.
think. Yeah, maybe we could go, because I went for too long and our list might be long. And let's go to the next person, and then maybe if we have time, we could come back to this.
Beautiful. Next, we have Susanna.
Okay, I'm not gonna cry this time. Oh my God. First of all, I just wanted to say, fuck you, Khamenei. Your whole group chat is dead, bitch. The whole group chat is dead, bitch. Oh my God. I thought it was bad when they had the elimination pyramid of Hezbollah. Oh my God, that group chat got nuked, bro. This is on a different level. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. Okay. I just needed to get that out of my system. Oh my God.
Okay.
Second of all, I want to say, have you seen all the videos of like the Syrians and Iraqis celebrating?
No.
What?
Send
Oh
that
my
to me.
God, they're going crazy in homes like it is lit.
Send that to me.
Yeah, okay, I'll send it to you. I mean, to me, it's obvious they're celebrating the same way when Nasrallah died. You know, like these. I think we need to keep a bigger mindset. Like these are oppressors of the entire region. These are murderers of the entire region. These are the devils, the demons of the entire region. Like they're celebrating too. They're passing out sweets the same way we're passing out sweets in Tehran and Tel Aviv, girl. It's lit. Okay. Oh my God, it's so cool. Like, I have seen all of these comments of Iraqis on like Iranians' social media and stuff being like, you know, here in Iraq, like, we didn't like Iranians because the only people that we see are the fucking psychos that come and bother us and oppress us and treat us like shit during Karbala. This is the only thing we thought about Iranians. We thought you liked your regime. This is the only exposure we had to you. But now I see how you guys are celebrating. Like, this isn't you. You're celebrating just like us. I had the wrong impression. I didn't know you guys. Now I have to learn more. I realize we have so much in common. Like, It is fucking beautiful, man. It is beautiful. Like, I don't know how you're feeling, but on Saturday, seeing all these different activists who I have like strong disagreements with, or maybe like we at Atheist Republic have had like personal beef with them, all that stuff, like seeing everyone celebrating the same way, everyone's happy the same way. I'm like, you know what? At least how I'm feeling right now, I'm giving you a clean slate. I'm so fucking happy today. At least for right now, I'll give you a clean slate. I don't know if that's everyone else's vibe, but that's just the level that I was on. I was vibrating. So I wanted to share that with you, and I'll send you the videos of people celebrating in Syria.
I think that's very important because I need to show that to Iranians, because we need to try to build bridges from Iran to our neighbors, to everybody in this region. So finding ways to advertise to Iranians that, look, these people are celebrating our victory, those people are celebrating our victory, is going to be easier for us to. I'm pretty sure anybody who's celebrating our victory today is going to do wonders when it comes to Iranian people having a positive view on them.
Dude, I've seen Iraqis posting like, all you who are part of these militias, you have no home in Iran. You have no home here. You have no home with your own mothers. Like, we're going to handle you. I see Iraqis coming together to have like little discussions. I can't understand a word they're saying, but they're like, already day one, we're planning new Iraq. I'm like, let's fucking go. Like, let's find out. Like, it is.
Oh my God.
I will send you more of that stuff as I see it, as I find it.
Thank you. I'm so glad to have you back
Well,
here.
you saw the videos of me hanging out the side of the car 2 days ago. Ramadan Mubarak Kuskash! Like,
Yeah.
zero chill. Yeah.
I should show that to people, actually.
So right when I got to the demonstration where all the Persian community was, I see a guy a friend of mine, and he was imprisoned during Women Life Freedom, and God only knows what happened to him. So, he left Iran very, very recently. And I run up to him. He gives me this giant hug. I've never been hugged like that before. And the first thing I say is, Ramadan Mubarak Kuskash. And he's like, oh, boy. And then he pulls me over to a bunch of his other friends, all these girls. And he's like, Begu.
Wait. Okay. So let me just show this. And then we'll go. Okay. So, guys, this is Susie celebrating. Oh my God.
I will never forget February 28th, bro. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right. I see. That was beautiful. Thank you. I see we have some new people here. Guys, if you want to speak, there's a smiley button at the bottom of the screen. Click on that and then click the hand raise option, and then you will be added to the list. So, guys, can somebody post a list of the people who are speaking so that I could see how fast we have to go through them?
I will do it now. Shai, you are up next.
My question is very short and very important. There are death hit list, whatever. And Goldie ended up on a hit list. Okay, I don't know if anyone knows, but they're basically. I'm trying to ask Armin, how are you staying safe? Do you need extra help or extra security? Because I also messaged you about that.
Well, I mean, it's better for me not to talk about that. But thank you for your concern. Yeah. But thank you for your concern.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my best.
Well, stay safe, okay? And
thank you.
DM me as well.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, Danny.
That's all I have to say today. Thank you.
I wanted to agree with your theory, Armin, that launching missiles at every country in the region is a Doomsday Protocol that's been prearranged. And in support of your theory is the fact that the Islamic Republic was totally decapitated in like the first minute, and the missiles were nevertheless launched in a coordinated fashion when no orders could have possibly been given. My question is unrelated. Israelis, is the bombing reducing in intensity at all?
There are a couple of bombings.
But is it like
it
the same?
happens.
I would say it's reducing. Today it's been less.
That's a good sign.
I heard that it's been low at night.
It was less, but more destructible, like destructing.
Has it been worse or less
Like,
bad
we
than the
have
12-day war?
there
in
is a
general?
house that in Bechemesh is got struck, and the whole family like
Oh shit.
not with us. In Beersheba, there is also a missile that landed, but like the houses around was just hit, so all the windows flew off. One of the apartments is of my sister, but my sister is okay. But not so many as yesterday and as in Shabbat.
It's
But
deadlier, but it's less frequent, I would say, than the June 12th-day war.
Sorry,
did
but
Jeffrey want to say
sorry,
something?
it frustrates
got
me.
about
But all the
36
Israeli
hours.
media is showing the hit sites, and I just don't know what to do to like make them stop doing this shit.
So the
Well,
initial
it's almost
strike
over.
between the United States and Israel reduced 55 to 60% of the transporter Erector launchers and/or long-range Shahed drone storage facilities and launch capability. We are actively hunting them. Most open source intelligence assessments said this was about 12 hours ago, 48 hours, so about 36 hours more, and you're going to see a very, very, very rapid drop.
To me, it seems like this might be close to the end because, so for the 12-day war, you saw that most of their best missiles were used at the end, right? Because and for me, if I was the Islamic Republic, I wouldn't hold back anymore, right? I can't imagine them right now holding back because this is it. This is the end. So the fact that the rate of the missiles coming is getting slower, to me, it seems like I don't know, they must be running out of launchers, running out of missiles, or not able to have the operational capability to move the missiles to the launchers. So this is a very good sign if it's slowing down. It means we might be close to the end. But by the way, guys, when the missiles stop coming, that means that Israel will be able to do, like, it's over. It's over for the Islamic Republic. Like, there's zero deterrence anymore. Like, there's no barrier. It's like just walking in the park and just taking whatever you want. That's how it's going to be for Israel after. All right.
Jeffrey, did you want to touch on that?
Real quick, I'll give you a quick breakdown. This is based on open intelligence sources. So February 28th, day 170 ballistic missiles launched. Drones launched between 50 and 100. Almost all of the missiles, 95% were intercepted. Almost all the drones were intercepted. Israeli casualties and deaths 1 to 2 was the biggest initial barrage. March 1st and 2nd, that's today. You had dozens more, so like 174 ballistic missiles launched, hundreds more, 689 launched intercept missiles. High out of the 174 Israeli defenses, Israeli and United States defenses shot down 161 out of 174. So that's a very high percentage, 90+%. High intercept drones, 645 out of 689. So high. You had 9 to 11 total, 9 and forgive me if I mispronounce this, Bet Shemesh. So total casualties 11 to 12, mostly civilians, hundreds are injured. A lot of the injuries happen not because the missiles weren't intercepted. When they are intercepted, you still have all this shit that falls down on the area, right? So it doesn't explode. That said, you still have large hunks of flaming metal that might hit you. So, that's why they tell you guys to run inside buildings and stuff. As I said, we're actively hunting all of the tells and we're destroying them minute by minute, hour by hour. And most intel says within 36 hours, a lot of that's going to be done.
All right.
Okay, next we
This is
have Samantha. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just quickly want to say all of this is happening so much faster than people anticipated. But Samantha.
Yeah, I mean, my question was pretty much asking like timelines, like how much longer you think that like missiles will still be thrown at Israel, and how much longer until like it's safe for Reza Pahlavi to like touch down in Iran. And I also wanted to say happy Purim, happy Ramadan, and happy Liberation.
Delivery. Thank you. All right. So President Trump has said that the military operations against the Islamic Republic is going to last, in based on their analysis, something like 4 to 5 weeks. But he also mentioned that they're ahead of schedule. He was suggesting that things are going forward faster than they anticipated, so it might end up being sooner. I i came up with an estimate of 2 weeks, and then late I was talking to Patipto. I said I think it might take 2 weeks. I don't know if that's right or not, but Patipto also said like his estimate is also 2 weeks. So Prince Reza Pahlavi coming back to Iran, I honestly wish they could delay that. I don't know why the prince himself constantly says that I'm going to come back soon, like very, very soon. He also even suggested that even before he might come back he said he might come back to Iran before Nowruz, which is in March, which I don't like. I don't know if that is safe. I think like maybe you should hold off on that. Like that sounds dangerous to me. But but he said maybe. He said I don't know. So if he said I don't know, then I'm gonna say I don't know either. But I would rather wait longer for Princess Pahlavi to come back to Iran just to be safe. With regards to is missiles towards Israel, guys, do you just one thing? I just want to tell my Israeli friends here that these might be the last big, like significant missiles coming at Israel. This might be it. Like these might be the last days where you know missiles that could be considered real threats will be thrown at Israel. These might be the final days. So you might, I don't know, I don't want to celebrate too early, but you guys need to come up with something to do with your bunkers. I have so many bunkers all over Israel, so I don't know what you're going to do with them. But this is I hope this is true. I am optimistic and I hope this is true. I want to see an Israel where the next generation of children being born in Israel, they only hear the stories of having to go and hide in bunkers from their parents, and they never get to experience what that is like themselves. This is what I hope for Israel, for this just to be a story that parents tell their children. So I hope that for you guys.
Don't worry, Armin. There's no shortage of other jihadists in the Middle East.
No, going to be this equipped. They're not going to be this much funded. They're not going to have ballistic fucking missiles. Okay? Like they're not going to have that. They're going to have like, I don't know, handmade missiles from water pipes, made in their basement. They're not going to have cruise missiles. They're not going to have ballistic missiles. They're not going to have Shahed drones. They're going to have just like pipes made into missiles. Okay? So that's a big difference.
Jeffrey, I saw your hand. Why don't you chime in?
Yeah, I know they do that, but because even all of those, balloons, I don't know, condoms, kites, whatever they use, all of that, every single one of those smaller versions, so smaller attacks that you have experienced, that's also been funded by the Islamic Republic, right? And I don't even think Qatar is going to fund these motherfuckers anymore. Like, I think they're done with this. I think they're just going to focus on the Tucker Carlsons of the world and the Candace Owenses of the world and the Anna Kasparians of the world. I think Qatar is like, this is fucking too violent. We don't want this in our backyard. We're done supporting like Hamas, for example. Like, we're just going to go spread our poison in some other ways, right, in the world. So I think even the smaller version, so the Islamic Republic has ballistic missiles and cruise missiles and Shahed drones, but even Hamas made, you know, I don't know, flammable condoms or like rockets made out of water pipes. They were there because they were supported by the Islamic Republic. So I don't know if I think that might even end at some point pretty soon. Hopefully, we'll see.
Jeffrey, go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick to kind of bounce off that. So President Trump, as you and Goldie talked about on your show, had signaled in no uncertain detail, we haven't even started hitting them hard. The big wave hasn't happened. The big one is coming soon. And the reason he said that was in direct response to 4 U.S. service members being killed and these ruthless assholes hitting our allies' cities. and civilian centers all around the region, right? So what that signals is we're preparing for a major intensification, likely much bigger airstrikes and waves to finish off whatever remaining capabilities before the Mullah regime can even get a breath to know what the hell hit them. Like we're already sinking all of their navy's going to be gone. Like they pissed off the wrong guy. They should have taken that deal. And make no mistake, like when Donald said he wants the killing to stop, he fucking means that. Like when he saw what those bastards did, when Bibi showed him what they did to your fellow citizens, Armin, like he had to walk out of that room for a minute. The bombs were already loaded Thursday night, man. Right? So what's coming now? If he decides to go that route, you won't like I told you what was going to be the first strike would make up like it's going to be shock and awe proper. Like we made them blind, deaf, and dumb in less than an hour, like less than a couple of minutes. Time on target, you're talking about 1,400 targets that got serviced, just like that. Yeah, that's coming. And if the House of Saud and Jordan jump in, ooh, oh my God, yeah, I would just tell anybody who you have in there to stay the hell away from anybody who's IRGC or besiege.
All right, so let's go. Zal is new here, right? I saw him raising. So let's go to Zal and
Yes.
then Joe's. Zal, hi. You're muted.
You see my
There
voice?
you go.
Or
Yes.
yeah. So, anyways, I got to know you like 7, 8 years ago. I remember I was following Destiny and Vosh, and you went on their program, like talk about Islam, and I was like, oh wait, is this guy Iranian? So I started following you from. I remember you were like saying this story about like I'm not gonna say for let's say YouTube purposes, but preventing yourself from going to hell. And I was like, oh man, that's really powerful. So I've been following you from there. So I just wanted to say that for the Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, it's widely accepted that February 14th call to action was his. But for some reason, like I don't know why, people don't recognize that what happened on January 7th and 8th was also his call to action, right? And now I'm seeing online that like MEK propaganda is at like full force. Like they're like spreading propaganda left and right. So I just wanted to say that when the final call to action happens, it will be really great if like content creators like you, Neoberg, Goldie, like Tal, Sahar, like we need to like come up with a hashtag or something and just like hammer it home that like this like what's happening right now in Iran when people come out that this is the result of the Crown Prince's call to action and not anything else because I already know that MEK and other groups like they're gonna get in and they're gonna spread their propaganda and they're gonna be like no this has nothing to do with Pahlavi. So I just wanted to suggest that maybe we should like create a group of people and just like go all in on X.
That would be very helpful. Let me tell you something about the anti Pahlavi propaganda that is out there. I don't consider them a threat anymore. After the response to Prince Reza Pahlavi's call to action in early January, and the millions of Iranian people who came out in response, even though the Islamic Republic's response to that was the greatest massacre in our modern history, with tens of thousands of Iranians being killed by the Islamic Republic, 40 days after that, we saw Iranian people coming out again and calling for Pahlavi to return into Iran. And we saw millions of Iranians globally mobilizing in response to Prince Reza Pahlavi's call to action to support the Iranian people inside Iran as well. I think all of that's just completely destroyed any chance. Like, I mean, it didn't destroy it. It basically showed that they're basically close to non-existent. Like the alternative to Princess of Pahlavi when it comes to leading the transition period, they don't have a shot. They don't have a chance. The only like what was, I mean, I used to know that there I knew that they were insignificant, but the events that I'm telling you, but also everything else that I'm noticing, because I'm very active on Iranian communities and constantly like talking to people there and doing political activism there as well. Everything I'm witnessing made me realize that they were even smaller than even I realized. Like they're close to non-existence when it comes to their chance of being able to be a threat to Prince Reza Pahlavi after the fall of the Islamic Republic. So, to me, my realization is that the only barrier is the Islamic Republic. Once you remove the obstacle, and the obstacle is not the Islamic Republic, because the Islamic Republic is now just like a house of cards, is the group of people within the Islamic Republic who are willing to pick up guns and the proxies pick up guns and shoot into the crowds of people. If you remove that, then there is no force on earth that could stop the Iranian people from bringing Pahlavi. So for me, I'm just thinking like, let them bark at the sun, as they say, right? Like the sun is not going to get affected by dogs barking at it. It's not really a threat. And given that the threat right now is the Islamic Republic, I think maybe putting our energy against the MEK or the leftists or anybody else who's attacking Pahlavi might remove our attention from where we need it right now, which is supporting Trump. Right now, okay, so in Israel, the political capital for attacking the Islamic Republic is 100%. There doesn't seem to be much of a need to say like, yeah, let's support Prime Minister Netanyahu. Everybody seems to be on the same page in Israel. In the United States, that is not the case. In the United States, people are going, many Americans are going against Trump. They're mobilizing right now. It's just only getting started. Like this is going to get really big really soon. The political pressure on President Trump to stop these military operations is going to be very high. So what we need to do, so given that our main barrier is Islamic Republic, and given that the only what's happening right now, like the United States and Israel together are removing this obstacle from our path, we need to, when it comes to military capital, they are not short on that, but when it comes to political capital, they might run out of that, and we need to make sure that we give it to them by supporting them. We need to go to protests in front of White House and say thank you, Trump. And everywhere in America, the Americans need to see that there are crowds of people everywhere thanking Trump and supporting his military operations. The dance, like Iranian people right now dancing and cheering, is giving President Trump a lot of political capital, as you saw in his speech. He did refer to it, and when he refers to it, it means that it works in his favor. So we need to do more of that. More chants saying thank you, Trump, is necessary by everyone, everywhere, Iranians and non-Iranians everywhere. So Zal, I saw you raise your hand again. You wanted to add something to that?
Yeah. I just wanted to touch on 2 points that you mentioned. The first one is like, I don't think people realize how consequential Prime Minister Netanyahu was until like 10 or 20 years later, because he was the one who canceled the call. I mean, that's what they said. That was supposed to be symbolic. And now that we're seeing the aftermath, like, we understand why. And I think like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like people are going to look back and be like Bibi Netanyahu, like Bibi June, he's just like literally changed everything. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that, like, guys, I honestly think we're going to have contents and laughter and joy for years to come, because these leftists like Hassan and Chank Yoger, they're like burning from inside how pro Israeli and how pro Americans like Iranians are. Like their eyes can't like I'm seeing their reactions online. Like these people cannot fathom like what they're seeing on the screen. Like this, and it's only gonna get better. Like once this regime goes and Pahlavi comes in, and 90 million people have access to the internet and see who supported them and who didn't. Like I'm calling it. Like Iranians are gonna go bonkers. Like it's gonna be so such a content to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be really painful for the anti-Israeli movement to see the nation of 90 million people from the Middle East that are not Israelis themselves celebrate Israel. I think, I don't know, I don't I don't, that's going to burn really bad. That's going to burn really bad. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so by the way, I just really quickly want to thank BT because she's doing so much and she's not even like, I really appreciate BT. I don't thank her enough. And Danny as well. You guys are amazing. So let's just go to Joseph and then Samantha because I know I don't want BT to open her mic because I know she's driving. So Joseph, quickly because I'm almost
Yeah, I was just
I'm
gonna say
over
because
time.
this hit me late last night, my time, was that it seems to be that if you're going to be called supreme leader of the IRGC, that's an exotic form of suicide. But I just wanted to say that. I also heard from a friend of mine. I actually had to write his name down because I can never remember it. This is a kid I went to school with back when I was 13. Mazer. At least I'm pronouncing that right. I actually got a hold of him and he said he is so happy. He was a refugee back in 79. So, there's my generation and the generation of the Iranians who came to the United States right after the revolution. They are thrilled literally to death about this.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Awesome. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. All right. So, guys, Samantha, really quickly.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the US trying to like organize no war with Iran protests and rallies.